right, everybody, I wasn't really going to do a video on this because I know there's 100 videos on carburetors on YouTube. But the 404, I was in that chisel plying video the other day, and I mentioned that it wasn't running right. Well, it was wanting to skip and pop and sputter like it wasn't getting enough fuel. And I could pull the choke about 3/4 of the way out and it would run fine. It'd pick up and run fine. So I brought it back home. I really hadn't had a chance. I ended up, video probably come out after this video, probably Tuesday morning. I ended up, a buddy of mine that I farmed with a little bit, he didn't get all his corn picked last year. So I talked to him yesterday and he said, come on and start picking. So he said, it's about time to start breaking ground. So I dropped everything. I had some stuff I done yesterday morning. So yesterday afternoon, I hooked the 504 up and like I said, that video is coming, picking corn in March. So y'all stay tuned for that one. But like I said, these Zenith carburetors, it's just a regular old aluminum body Zenith. Just like your carburetor on a Super C 100, 140, Super A, basically the same thing. If you can make out the model number there, I'll try to get it in. There it is, it focused, if you can see it. Typical thing, 99.9% of the time, it is your needle and seat right here. There's your new, my hand's in the way, but there's your new seat, there's your needle. Now I'm gonna try to film this where you can see it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but I'm gonna try my best. So y'all just pay attention to this needle. So I'm gonna exercise, try to do this one-handed. So, all right, y'all hang tight here. All right, if you can see in there, right there, you see the needle? It's in the seat. All right, I let off the float. It sticks. Let off the float, it sticks. Now, I'm gonna bump it. Still stuck. All right, I'm gonna hit it a little bit harder on the table there, and it dropped down. Now see, if it don't go all the way up, it works. So, but if you're jostling around and that thing goes up, or you get too much fuel from it sitting there, boop, it drops back down, and your needle's stuck. You see it pop loose? So, like I said, if you let it sit with fuel in the bowl for a long period of time, that needle's sitting up there. And see, sometimes it works. Well, hold on, I'm trying to drop it. Yep, see it's stuck. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And that's me not putting any pressure to that needle at all when I picked it back up. So, but like I said, just a short little video. Let's see, I can bump it down there on the table. Or look at it, and the needle's dropped. Pick it back up. Not putting hardly any pressure. Whoop, see it's stuck. So 99.9% of the time, if you got one that you've been through the carburetor before, or you know that it's not much wrong with the carburetor, that you put a kit in it and it's still acting crazy, the tips on these new needles, if you can see it, see this one is actually, it's rubber. It's got a little rubber tip on it. What it does is over time, that rubber tip on them sticks and conforms into that seat, where it seats up in the inside of there. Well, that rubber conforms and it wants to stick. So when that thing goes up, it sticks in there, and that causes you a problem. So like I said, it's a simple, easy fix. You just knock the float off. I'll try to do this one-handed. Well, just hold on. Let me see if I can set you up on a tripod, and I'll show you how to change that needle. Y'all hang tight. All right, hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing, but I'll try to keep my fat fingers out of the way. But see, on the side here, that pin runs through. There's a notch right there. If you take a screwdriver and push, that pin goes back. Pull the pin. There's your float. There's your needle. Now, when I put these seats in, I use a regular screwdriver and I barely tighten them up. Just tight enough to just hold them. Now, I've taken this one out already, so it just pops out. You don't have to super torque these things down. I know people that take scrapers or whatever, and they make a tool that'll fit all the way across there, and they torque them down way too tight. You got a seal on there. Just torque it down good and tight where you know it's not going to back off. So just start the new one back in. Start the new one back in there. Like I said, just tighten it. And I switch from one side to the other. And you'll feel it kind of seat out. And that's all you need to do. So, all right. And then on this needle, I hook the little spring on the new needle. And then I take and maybe I can do this without my fat fingers being in the video or being in the way. So you just slide that spring on that flat on the float, just like so, if you could see it, and the needle will hang down there. So, and then you just work it in real easy. Drop the needle down in, twist it around, make sure your spring stays on there like that. And then what I do is just hold it up like so and start my pin. Alright, and I set it sideways, and I just take something and just lightly tap it in. Just bump it in. You can see it sticks out even on both sides. I think you can see the sun's trying to get in my way, so but yeah, maybe you can see it there a little bit better. So, and there's that. So, and we'll hold on a second, and I'll reset the phone here, and I'll get a video on. I'll get a little bit of shot on how that thing opens, closes with that. So y'all hang tight. Okay, everybody, it's been raining. Y'all gonna have to deal with me on the sun. I apologize. It's right in my way. I'm gonna see if I can get a little better angle. There we go. All right. So, okay, you see the spring on that needle? Well, that spring helps it pull it down so it doesn't stick. So, but you see, the needle moves every time. You can push it up. I'm pushing hard now, you see, and it still pops right back loose. So that's basically what you want. So, if you got one that's wanting to run raggedy, acting like it's not getting enough fuel, 9 times out of 10, that's your problem. And I have had these kits that I buy them from Steiner's, I buy them from Birch Tractor, I buy them from Do 4, everybody, and they've all got problems. So y'all hang tight, and I'll get this thing back together, and we'll go in depth on it a little bit more. I'll give you the kit number, so y'all hang tight. Before I go any much further, and everybody says, oh, you forgot to put the gasket, you forgot to put the gasket. Yeah, I had the gasket in the Venturi out a while ago, so y'all could see that ball, that needle. With that gasket in the way, it just wants to flop down and get in the way. So I know y'all know how to put the thing back together. I'm gonna slap it back together real fast, and I'll bring it back to you whenever I got it all together. Y'all hang tight. All right, everybody, I got it all back together. Use Teflon. I use gray Teflon. I got blue Teflon, pink. I got all different colors Teflon, but I'll put Teflon on my gas line fitting there, and pull the plug out for the main jet, put Teflon there, and on the plug on the bottom. When you buy these kits, y'all know they got multiple different gaskets and all this and that and the other. So I just match the gasket up with the carburetor that you got, and just simple enough. I think this is pretty much going to do it for this video on this carburetor. I'm pretty sure y'all can take them on and off. If y'all don't, y'all want a video on taking it off and doing a complete dissection on one, y'all let me know in the comments. Like I said, they're pretty simple updraft carburetors. Like I said, that needle and seat can cause you a world of problems, just aggravating problems with carburetor flooding. When it, like you cut the tractor off and you let it sit for a little while, it wants to flood out because the gas is just steady running into it, or it wants to stick and you not get enough gas, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Bunch of different symptoms, but pretty simple to go through them. I think you can buy a cheap kit if you know your carburetor's in good shape, shafts and all of those seals like this one is. You can buy a cheap kit for like $20. Put a $20 kit in it and you're back in business. You can buy the expensive kits, $60, $70. That's got all your new shafts, new seals, new caps, everything, and completely dissect it. Now, when I done them, I used to go through them and do that, buy that expensive kit and completely dissect them. I'd clean them up, polish them down, polish all the brass, tape it off, paint it, put a kit in it, new shafts, new seals, new everything in them. And I've got so many of them now, and I've been through so many of them, and I have to keep so many going that it's easier for me to just, I know what carburetor's what, and I know what kind of kit I can put in it when I do it. Like this kit, this carburetor here was a pretty simple one. Like I said, y'all got any questions, y'all feel free to comment, ask. I got to change the oil in that tractor before I go run to chisel plow some more. I'll probably get a video tomorrow afternoon. We didn't get but maybe an 1/18 of an inch of rain. We didn't get much, so it's supposed to be 82 degrees tomorrow. The sun's supposed to come out later on this evening, so it'll probably be dry enough to plow. That little bit of moisture in that sand over there probably help it. So we'll bring you back over there when we get that. I'll probably do a video changing oil and everything all in one clip and chisel plowing some more. And like I said, I got to go pick some more corn. So thank y'all for watching. Y'all please like, comment, and subscribe, and y'all stay tuned for the next one. Thank y'all. All right, everybody, I got it back together. It's running. I still want to pop just a little bit. I'll adjust this thing. I think it's about as good as it's going to get. Well, it's popping without that muffler too, so we get a little video. I'm going to run it over in the garden. It's a little wet, but it'll pull all right in the sand. So I'll be back in a second. All right, everybody. See, put a muffler on it. It runs a lot better. So I made a pass right there already. It didn't hardly miss a beat. So I'll hang tight. We'll run her down through here again real quick. I need a set of gauge wheels for this cultivator frame, or chisel plow frame. If anybody knows where there's a set, y'all reach out to me and let me know, because I'd sure use them. So, all right, let's see how it does. No skipping, no popping. Running good and strong. That's what we have. I'll make a pass down this side. Put it up. Like I said, it just rained, so. That's where the gauge wheels will come in handy. I dropped it down a little too deep. All right, like I said, thank y'all for watching. I just figured I'd add this at the end of the video. So we'll catch y'all on the next one. Thank you.